Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of months are too late, but I'm so sorry about that. My deepest apologies, but it is finally here. My top 10 best movies of 2021. Now that I've seen all of my favourite movies from last year, and admittedly, 2021 was a stronger year for film than 2020, simply because there were less movie delays and all of the movies that we were hoping to see in 2020 that were pushed back did not get pushed back in 2021, and by a miracle, we actually got to see them and review them. Thank goodness. I mean, without further ado, if you want to know my top 10 favorite movies of the past year, then just keep watching. At number 10, Free Guy, probably Sean Levy's best movie and the most surprising motion picture from 2021. And I mean, I would still say 2018's Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander is the best video game movie ever made, but it comes in extremely close in my top five video game movies. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, I actually didn't mind him as Free Guy, and that's catchphrase, don't have a good day, have a great day, is the best catchphrase that I always wake up to every morning to motivate myself to have a great day. I mean, the love interest, she was kick-ass, though Taika Waititi was the weak spots in all this greatness, though the climax with the lightsaber was a total blast. At number 9, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Hallelujah. What a treat for us DC fans who patiently waited 4 years for the cut we should have gotten in cinemas back in 2017. The one thing I think Justice League did actually do better than the Snyder Cut was the Everybody Knows song in the intro. But that aside, the Snyder Cut does everything else better. We actually got to some mini Cyborg and Flash movies, got to know them a lot better. We had a darker, gloomier tone. Plus, we got to actually see Darkseid appear in the flesh, the DC user Thanos. I mean, hopefully Warner Brothers will never interfere with a director's vision of a DC movie ever again after this. At number 8, West Side Story. I mean, Spielberg. I did not think you could actually do musicals, but boy, did he shut me up. I mean, with his masterful adaptation of the classic musical. West Side Story 2021 is so wonderful. It's actually superior to the original 1961 movie. I mean, the original is cheesy in comparison to this. I mean, this actually took the story more seriously, and the changes worked a lot better for the narrative. Like putting "I Feel Pretty" after the fight between the Jets and the Sharks. I actually preferred that to having the song before then because it gave the movie a more consistent pace and flow. And boy, did Rachel Zelga blow me away. I mean, she is 100% the star of this movie, and she deserved way more recognition at the BAFTAs, but at least her co-star won Best Supporting Actress. Very well deserved. I promise I shall review what is now my favourite Spielberg movie extra soon. Yeah, sorry E.T., but you've been topped. At number 7, Last Night in Soho. I mean, Hot Fuzz, your spot has just been taken by this slick horror classic as the new best Edgar Wright movie. I mean, I think this is the first Edgar Wright movie with a female-led story, and Anya Taylor-Joy is utterly stunning as Sandy in the scenes in the past, and Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor himself, plays one of the biggest movie arseholes of 2021. You can really see why Sadie did what she did after going through that, and I understand if some have their issues with the third act of the movie. I personally have no problems with that awesome twist and gripping third act. And the cherry on top of this movie is that it made me want to listen to Petunia Clark's Downtown again. Number six, The Mitchells versus the Machines. What some would pick as their favourite animated movie of the year, I know, but there's just one other animated movie I like a tad more, and we will get to that shortly. But I mean, admittedly, I probably overpraise Mitchells versus Machines by calling it Sony's best movie, and I I would probably now say Into the Spider Verse still ranks as their best, but Mitchell's versus Machines is still Mitchell's versus the Machines still goes to show that's how far Sony have come as a studio. They are becoming the new Pixar of animation, and how much they vastly improved since the days of Cough Cough the Emoji Movie. Unlike the galaxy of shit that is the Emoji Movie, Mitchell's vs. Machines proves that you can have a story based on technology and actually give it some heart. So the father and daughter story, and the protagonist had instant likability to her, as she, just like me, is an aspiring filmmaker. And I like the title so much better than its initial title connected, and that's Bulldog, maybe the most adorable movie character of 2021. I mean, this Free Guy was one of 2021's most surprising gems. At number five, the most underrated movie of 2021, Black Widow, the MCU movie that fans had been dying for years on end. In fact, for 11 years since she made her MCU debut in Iron Man 2, which still sucks, by the way. And yet, when we got it, people complained. How? Just because this movie came out later than you would have liked does not mean it's bad. That's just being unfair on it. It cannot help when it was made. It's still the most uh, awesome origin story for Natasha we could have possibly gotten, and it's not afraid to differentiate itself from other movies in the franchise. You know, it is a much darker, more family-centered story, and Yelena, Natasha's sister, maybe one of the greatest characters in any superhero movie that I have ever seen. Make her a new major player in the MCU for sure. And thank God she returned in Hawkeye, and Scarlett Johansson gives her finest performance yet as Natasha Romanoff after she was done dirty in Endgame. Thank God that was not the last time we would see her. And and I really don't blame Scarlett Johansson for not wanting anything to do with Disney anymore after the way they treated her. But 2021 was a year that we got more MCU content than we can count on just one hand. But of the four MCU installments of last year, this was the only one to make my list. That's right, I would take it over Shang-Chi, Eternals, and even Spider-Man No Way Home. At number four, the number one animated movie of 2021, Encanto. Disney as a 60th animated feature is now one of my top 10 favorites. What the fuck was I thinking only giving this pure animated masterpiece only 4 stars at the time? Now my criticism of it having no villain that I made is irrelevant. Changed my mind, because it works perfectly fine without any antagonist. And Mirabelle may be my favorite Disney female lead, and she's super cute for the first Disney princess with glasses, and finally we have a protagonist with no superpower. She's not your typical, hero. She's like us, everyday people who wish we did have the cool powers of fictional characters and superheroes, but don't. But she doesn't need any gifter to be awesome. You know, she's gifted on her own, and she brought the Mandrigal family together. In 2021 was Lin-Manuel Miranda's finest year. I mean, with both In the Heights and Encanto. Encanto are the greatest songs he has ever written, from What Else Can I Do being the standout for me, as well as Under the Surface, Welcome to the Family, Madrigal, Waiting on a Miracle. Oh, and of course, we can't forget about Brune. Oh no. Encanto will forever be close to my heart, as it was the day I met one of my closest friends and subscribers, Ollie Pajak, in person. I mean, so huge thank you to him, because without him I never would have seen this movie in cinemas. Number 3, the greatest comic book movie of 2021, The Suicide Squad. Yes, I know, I just worship DC, but even Black Widow was no match for the greatness that is The Suicide Squad. I mean, James Gunn's a true love letter to all Suicide Squad fans who finally got the movie that they have been requesting. I mean, just similar to Zack Snyder's Justice League, but of the two DC movies, this was the one that I preferred last year. And this, as much as I still defend the 2016 one and make no apologies for that, the Suicide Squad does every single thing better. I mean, from its new characters, Bloodsport, Ratcatcher, and King Shark, especially, being even more interesting and entertaining than the 2016 ones. The villain Starro being vastly superior to Enchantress from the first movie, and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn gets even more opportunities to kick some ass here, and shows that she is the irreplaceable Harley Quinn, and true shining star of the DCU. I mean, if they ever if they ever wanted to bring, you know, Robert Pattinson's The Batman into the DCU, I would love to see her be Harley Quinn in the sequel to that. In 2021, we got to see not one but two Doctor Who actors star in major blockbusters. Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, as the Thinker. It doesn't take a scientist to know that he is having a blast with this role, just like we are having a total blast with this epic sequel that never holds back anything. It goes for the full 15 rating, and rightly so. At number 2, Taylor Swift's All Too Well. 2021 was sure a special year for us fellow Swifties, myself included, and her movie was Red, or Raz. Not only did we receive her Res album, but also her own movie with Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, and both Sadie and Dylan had the most beautiful chemistry in the sweetest love story ever portrayed on film since Titanic. And sure, this movie is way shorter than all of the others on this list in comparison, but its length does not determine its quality. I mean, it's quantity, not quality, and Taylor proves that. Taylor is one of the most amazing humans on the planet for blessing us these past two tough years with what wonderful albums and this movie, making the past 2 years just be better than they would have been without her work. I mean, and she is a astonishing filmmaker, as well as the all-time greatest singer, and All Too Well would have been number 1 had it not been for just one other movie that we had to wait slightly longer for than we wanted. And the number one best movie of 2021 is none other than There's Just No Time to Die, No Time to Die, No Time to Die. Oh, wow. I mean, still literally goosebumps. I mean, freaking goosebumps. The greatest Bond movie ever made by an entire mountain, and No Time to Die sits at the very peak top of that mountain, as well as one of the greatest movies I have ever seen in my entire life, literally. And uh, I mean, I mean, I still can't get over how unspeakably flawless No Time to Die turned out. It, I mean, I'm so glad uh, were, we all stayed incredibly patient throughout our 18th month extra waits for this one. I mean, we would have gotten it in April 2020 had the pandemic never have happened. But in October 2021, which was perfect timing for my 26th birthday, I mean, 15 years after he was cast as James Bond, Daniel Craig went out on what is uh, the greatest swan song for a Bond actor by far. I mean, uh, Diamonds Are Forever, meh. Uh, uh, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, hate, sorry. And A View to a Kill, fine, but not exactly finale worthy. And uh, uh, License to Kill, still great, but not even close to No Time to Die, and Die Another Day. Well, we don't talk about that one, but No Time to Die. To even say it's a masterpiece would be a great understatement. I mean, Daniel Craig gives his most heartbreaking performance of his entire career, uh, and he uh, I don't think will ever be topped as James Bond for me, and my friend Ollie Pajak agrees, and all all of the Bond girls have never been done better. I mean, Madeline being at the emotional center and having the most emotional scenes of the Bond women here, and Anna de Armas' Paloma being my personal favorite. I mean, she may have only gotten one scene, but one scene was all she needed to turn out to be our favorite character. And had she been in the climax in Safin's lair, then maybe Bond would have survived and wouldn't have been poisoned by Safin. Maybe he would have gotten a happily ever after with Madeline and Mathilde. And Nomi, huge congrats to Lashana Lynch for winning the BAFTA for Rising Star. Nomi's awesome. Screw the Hazers, and if she was to take over as 007 after Bond, I'd be perfectly happy with that. And Mathilde is literally the cutest little thing I have ever seen. I mean, uh, she's maybe the most amazing child actor ever put to film, and Rami Malek's Safin is the most underrated movie villain of all time. I mean, he never needs to raise his voice to be unsettling, which is what I love. And he's the only Bond villain to actually kill off Bond at the end, and actually win in some way. And the uh, and the theme song by Billie Eilish, "No Time to Die," like I said, deserves all the Oscars in the freaking world. And maybe Taylor Swift can perform the next Bond theme for Bond 26, and final ascent in Hans Zimmer's score. I mean, being the most emotionally powerful and moving piece of music I have heard in so long. I mean, how the fuck did Dune win the BAFTA for Best Original Score over No Time to Die soundtrack? I am still puzzled by that. But still, the decision to kill off Bond at the end, yes, a controversial one, but a one that works in the long run. I mean, how predictable would it have been if Bond had survived and retired yet again? I mean, he's retired like 3 times in the Craig era already. So I think this ending, a more unexpected and shocking ending, was so much more powerful personally, and I think No Time to Die not following uh, the uh, the rules of the classic Bond movies is a positive, not a negative. So overall, I am proud to call No Time to Die the best movie of 2021. So that was my top 10 best movies of 2021, and I'm so thankful that last year felt more like a normal year for movies than 2020 did, and there were a lot more movies to enjoy, and hopefully this year will continue to return to the norm for movies. Fingers crossed. Though it is a pain that Aquaman 2 and The Flash have now been postponed until 2023. But oh well, at least we have more movies that year to look forward to. Am I right? So it's not all bad. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 10 list. And what are your top 10 favourite movies of 2021? And do you agree 2021 was a better year for movies? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I share my top 10 worst movies of 2021, which is the exact opposite list. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.